I'm sorry, the Bryshere conversation for me is not easy because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book. Don't nobody about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids. As far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right, all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, your own son, like your own son.
Word on the street is the Empire family has been trying to check in on Bryshere Gray and push him toward real support because people around him feel like he's spiraling fast. Folks close to the show say the concern is serious, not gossip-level talk. Taraji P. Henson, who played his on-screen mom, is said to be deeply worried and reportedly got emotional after hearing disturbing allegations about powerful industry figures and how BriShere may have been treated during his rise to fame. Honestly, a lot of people feel that support should have shown up way earlier, not after things started falling apart. But let's slow it down and really unpack this. When BriShere first hit the scene as Hakeem Lyon, the youngest son of Lucius Lyon, played by Terrence Howard, fans locked in immediately. His chemistry with Cookie Lyon, played by Taraji P. Henson, helped make the show a cultural moment. Lee Daniels personally brought BriShere in, liked what he saw, and sent him to Los Angeles, where he auditioned alongside Taraji and Terrence. Lee Daniels didn't just cast BriShere, he also took on a mentor role, and that's where people started giving serious side-eye. Over the years, folks online have pointed back to a Breakfast Club interview where Lee made comments about BriShere that felt off to many viewers. BriShere looked visibly uncomfortable during that moment, and that clip still gets brought up whenever conversations about boundaries and power in Hollywood pop off. So first off, Lee Daniels once told this story about spending way too much time with BriShere, and even joked that his own son wasn't happy about it. And let's just say the way Lee clapped his hands in that moment had people raising eyebrows. He did this little spanking motion while saying yes, 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 referring to BriShere's stage name, and it came off real strange to a lot of folks watching. Sadly, BriShere's career never took off after Empire, and he's mostly been showing up on timelines for all the wrong reasons. Back in 2021, he pled guilty and ended up serving 10 days in an Arizona county jail after being charged in a domestic case involving his wife. According to police reports, she had visible injuries when officers arrived, though she was later treated and released from the hospital. Things got even darker when reports claimed she told police that BriShere had strangled her to the point where she briefly lost consciousness. BriShere, on the other hand, claimed he was only trying to stop her from hurting herself during a heated moment. The situation left everyone shocked and questioning what really went down behind closed doors. BriShere tried to claim that someone named Mac was actually the one hurting his wife, but according to her, that name was just an alias he used whenever he didn't want to be recognized while ordering food from hotels. She also shared that BriShere had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and ADHD, but he wasn't taking his prescribed meds, which reportedly made things even harder to deal with. And that's not where the trouble stopped. He later got hit with more legal drama after his landlord filed a lawsuit saying BriShere had completely trashed a condo he rented in their 4-unit complex back in August 2019. According to the landlord's claims, BriShere allegedly left his dog alone in the condo for long stretches of time, and had supposedly made a total mess, urinating and defecating all over the floors and common areas. They even said the hardwood floors, stairs, and parts of the property were badly damaged from the chaos. But the details didn't end there. The landlord accused him of jumping in and out of windows, clogging toilets by flushing down condoms, and smoking where it was strictly not allowed under the lease. And if that wasn't wild enough, they also alleged he did some unsanitary stuff, like eating breakfast in one of the bathrooms and leaving the place in a total mess. By November 2022, that lawsuit had everyone side-eyeing and wondering just how far things had unraveled for him.
Okay. I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies. All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on. knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother do that to her son?
BriShere ended up getting arrested again after reportedly violating his probation. Cops were called by a woman who said she was dating him, and she told officers that his behavior had been getting more and more unpredictable, to the point where she feared for her safety. According to her statement, things got physical when BriShere allegedly threw a box of food at her and yanked her hair during an argument. And that wasn't the end of it. Over time, BriShere's name has popped up in several other legal problems, keeping him in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. More recently, people online have been buzzing about some explicit videos circulating on his social media, clips that left the internet stunned. Those who've seen him say he's been posting everything, no filters, right on his account. Now this might explain why Taraji P. Henson is allegedly stepping in, trying to help him pull things together before it's too late. But get this, some fans are saying what's happening to BriShere might be tied to what they're calling the Empire curse, claiming too many from that cast have faced chaos since the show ended. It's wild to think about how Empire used to dominate TV, one of the biggest shows of its time. But when it wrapped up, something strange seemed to follow the cast, because after all that success, most of their careers just didn't take off the way people expected. Even stars who were already established started to fade out, like Terrence Howard, who officially stepped away from acting back in 2019. At the time, Terrence said he was done with Hollywood altogether, explaining that after Empire, he felt like he had nothing left to prove. He said, "I've been playing pretend forever. There's no need to play pretend anymore. I've done my time." That line hit hard because it sounded like a man who was truly ready to walk away from everything. He even mentioned that he wanted to leave the entire entertainment business, not just acting. Now, sure, some people say he simply reached his limit and wanted peace after years in the spotlight, but others swear there's something deeper going on. They call it the Empire curse. And honestly, the pattern is hard to ignore. Even Taraji P. Henson didn't walk away from Empire untouched. She's faced her own rough patches since the show ended. Remember when she opened up about not being paid what she deserved during the Color Purple press run? She didn't hold back one bit, calling out the unfair pay and how exhausting it was to keep fighting for respect in the industry. And that wasn't the first time she spoke out either. In a sit-down with the SAG-AFTRA Foundation, Taraji revealed that things got so bad after Empire ended in 2020 that she had to clean house, firing her entire team because she wasn't getting new roles or endorsement deals lined up. She said her team had pushed her to star in a spin-off featuring her Empire character, Cookie Lion, and while she would have considered it if done right, they completely dropped the ball. Taraji said enough was enough, and she let them all go. At this point, the whole Empire curse theory might not sound so far-fetched because the list just keeps getting longer. Aside from Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson, there's also Jussie Smollett, whose life completely spiraled after the show ended. Back in 2020, Jussie was hit with 6 felony counts of disorderly conduct after a Cook County grand jury accused him of making false police reports about what turned out to be a staged hate crime. Jussie had claimed that he was attacked late at night by white Trump supporters while out getting food, but investigators later uncovered that he had allegedly paid 2 Nigerian brothers to help him set up the entire scene. The whole situation blew up everywhere, and when the truth came out, it destroyed his reputation overnight. He was eventually sentenced to 150 days in county jail, given 2.5 years of probation, ordered to pay roughly $120,000 in restitution, and fined $25,000 on top of that. After that, people in Hollywood distanced themselves fast. Brands, celebs, even friends stopped associating with him. But according to reports, Jussie's been trying to rebuild ever since. He recently checked into a rehab treatment facility, and a rep close to him shared that Jussie has had an extremely difficult past few years. It's clear he's trying to turn things around, but whether the industry will forgive and forget is still a big question. Sources close to Jussie say he's been quietly putting in the work behind the scenes for a while now, really trying to rebuild his life. And they're proud of him for taking those steps, no matter how tough the road has been. Still, many people believe Jussie's career never recovered because of that staged hate crime scandal. And honestly, a lot of fans still can't wrap their heads around why he'd risk everything at the height of his success. It's the kind of move that left everyone confused, and some swear it's just more proof of that so-called Empire curse. Interestingly, Jussie has recently spoken out about Bryshere Gray's situation too, saying he's...
Do y'all communicate?
I've texted with him recently.
Okay, what'd you say?
Yeah, I was just looking. I've been looking for him.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, that was my brother for 5 years, and I didn't take that lightly. I don't take brotherhood, lightly because I'm so close to my blood brothers. So I see what my brother is going through, and I have consistently reached out to make sure that he knows that he's got a place, and reached out to, family and stuff like that.
Genuinely worried about him and has tried to reach out to offer help. But honestly, finding Bryshere shouldn't be that hard, considering how active he's been online lately, posting wild videos across his social media that people can't even reshare. Still, this is what Jussie said about it. Out of everyone from the Empire cast, it's clear that Bryshere Gray has faced the roughest road of them all. His name keeps coming up whenever people talk about how far things have spiraled, and that's exactly why fans and insiders keep saying he needs real help before it's too late. Recently, Jaguar Wright stirred the pot again by doubling down on her shocking claims, saying that allegedly Will Smith knew that young men under his circle, including Bryshere Gray, August Alsina, and even his own son Jaden Smith, were being taken
around industry figures like Diddy and exposed the disturbing situations. The internet went wild after she said that. Jaguar didn't stop there either. She also called out Terrence Howard directly, saying that even though he often speaks out on deep issues, he stayed completely silent when it comes to what supposedly happened to Bryshere on the Empire set. According to her, if Terrence truly had integrity, he would have stood in the gap for Bryshere and protected him when things started to get dark. Now all this talk has people side-eyeing Hollywood harder than ever. Fans are saying if even a fraction of these claims are true, then something really twisted has been going on behind those shiny red carpets. Everyone's demanding answers, wondering how so many Empire stars went from living large to barely hanging on. It's like the deeper you look, the messier it gets. Some insiders claim Bryshere's situation is just the tip of the iceberg, hinting that there's way more to the story than anyone's ready to admit. Others believe this so-called Empire curse isn't a curse at all, but the result of young talent getting tossed into an industry that eats people alive when the cameras stop rolling. One thing's for sure, the public's watching closely now. Between the rumors, the scandals, and the emotional breakdowns, it's clear something went seriously wrong behind the scenes. Whether it's a curse, bad choices, or something darker, everyone's waiting for the truth to finally come out. And when it does, it's gonna shake Hollywood to its core. What's even crazier is how the fans have turned into full-on detectives, digging through old interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and even deleted posts, trying to piece everything together. Every time a new clip resurfaces, it adds more fuel to the chaos, and people can't stop talking about how connected all these Empire scandals seem. It's like every cast member had their own fall from grace, and none of it feels random anymore. Some fans are convinced that what happened to Bryshere, Jussie, and even Taraji wasn't just bad luck. It was the industry's dark side showing its face. Others think it's karma coming back around, saying Hollywood always collects its dues one way or another. Either way, the pattern is impossible to ignore. At this point, it's not just gossip, it's a whole investigation in the court of public opinion. People want names, they want answers, and they want accountability. And if the truth really comes out the way people suspect, it might expose secrets that the industry has been hiding for decades. And the wildest part, more people keep stepping forward with stories that sound way too similar to be coincidences. Former crew members, background actors, even people who claim to have worked near the Empire set are now hinting that things behind the scenes weren't as glamorous as they looked on screen. They talk about strange late-night meetings, favoritism, and power games that left some folks feeling completely trapped. It's got fans wondering, was the downfall of the Empire cast really just a mix of bad luck and bad choices, or was there something way bigger lurking in the background?
Firing everybody after Cookie. Everybody had to go. Where is my deal? Where is my commercial? Cookie was top of the fashion game. Where is my endorsement? What did you have set up for after this? That's why y'all haven't seen me in so long. They had nothing set up. All they wanted was another Cookie show. And I said, I'll do it, but it has to be right. The people deserve. She's too beloved for y'all to f it up. And so when they didn't get it right, I was like, well, that's it. And then they had nothing else. You're all fucking fired.
Because every time a new piece of information drops, the puzzle starts to look more twisted. People online are demanding that those in power finally speak up and clear the air. Until then, the theories just keep stacking higher, and every whisper makes the story darker. One thing's for sure, whatever happened behind those studio doors didn't stay hidden for long, and the truth creeping out now has everyone watching every move like hawks. Now, whispers are spreading that this whole situation might not just be about the Empire cast. It could expose a much bigger network of hidden Hollywood secrets. People online are saying that if everything being talked about is even halfway true, then Empire might have just been the surface of something way deeper. The show that once symbolized power, fame, and success might have actually been hiding a darker story behind the spotlight. Insiders are claiming that some of the same big names connected to the cast were also linked to other quiet scandals that never fully made the news. And that's got everyone wondering, how many more careers got destroyed, covered up, or silenced before people even noticed?
Fans say they're tired of the silence and ready for the truth. No more NDAs, no more cover-ups, no more PR cleanups. They want real accountability from the people who let this mess unfold. And if that truth finally drops, it could change the way we look at fame, power, and Hollywood forever. Now the pressure's on. Hollywood can't keep dodging these conversations forever. Every day, more voices are demanding that someone take responsibility for what happened to the Empire cast and others who might have faced the same treatment behind closed doors. The silence from some of the industry's biggest names is only making people more suspicious, like there's something major they're trying to hide. Some insiders are saying the walls are starting to crack. Claims that investigators, journalists, and even former insiders are ready to spill what they know. If that happens, it won't just be another scandal. It'll be a full-blown shakeup that could expose years of buried secrets and manipulation. People are calling this the beginning of a reckoning, and honestly, it feels like something big is brewing. Between BriShere's struggles, Jussie's downfall, and all the hidden stories now bubbling up, it's clear whatever's been going on in Hollywood can't stay buried forever. When the truth finally explodes, it's gonna change everything. Jaguar Wright dropped another bomb, claiming that Bryshere Gray was allegedly subjected to some of the most disturbing situations involving Will Smith, Charlie Mack, and Diddy. She even claimed that there's a tape out there documenting everything and said Jaden Smith and Justin were present during those moments. The internet lost it when those accusations surfaced, and people have been debating ever since whether there's any truth behind it. Jaguar didn't stop there. She went in on Bryshere's brother too, accusing her of selling out her own son for fame and money. She claimed that Bryshere's mom allegedly knew what was happening but kept quiet to protect her public image. Jaguar even alleged that Charlie Mack was allowed to tune that boy up on Coca-Cola, despite Bryshere reportedly struggling with bipolar disorder and ADHD. It's a lot to take in, and people are still trying to process how deep this could really go. Maybe, just maybe, the folks who once worked closely with Bryshere are finally stepping in for real this time. Hopefully, Taraji P. Henson and others who care about him are doing more than just sending kind words, because this situation's been heavy for months now, and he clearly needs genuine support. What do you think about everything that's come out so far? Do you believe the Empire curse is real, or is it just one coincidence after another? Drop your thoughts down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment to keep this conversation going. We've got way more stories coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.